Hello, Nancy Marco. Thanks for coming to Connecting You with Yourself Yoga. And today we're going to play around with half moon. It's a half moon out there right now, and some triangles. But we're going to start out with some warm ups just to get our heart rate going and our joints moving. So the first one, you stand in mountain pose. And with all of this practice, listen to your body. So I will give different options, um, and you do what is right for you. Stop when you need to. So this first one will get our heart rate going. It's also a brain integrator. So it's crossing the body to get the two hemispheres of the brain working as one. So starting in mountain pose, you're just going to lift one knee and touch it with the opposite hand. So this is the modification. And you're just going to go back and forth. If you want to make this a little more challenging, lift your knee a little bit higher. And if you want to make it even more challenging, touch your elbow to your knee and just get your rhythm going with whatever you chose. And I'm going to count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So this is something new. We're starting out with these little warm-ups. The next one is to take your feet outer shoulder width apart. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to bend our knees and touch the floor with a flat back and come back up. So we exhale going down and inhale coming up. Nice and easy. If that's too hard for you, hands to thighs. Always a modification. So listen to your body and let's try for 10 and 9. And this is loosening up the hips, and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Come to the top of your mat, stand there. And this one can be modified. You can have a chair in front of you that you're holding on to if your balance isn't where you are wanting it to be. And so this one, you can start out modification with your hands on your hips, weighting into the left foot, and you step all the way back with your right foot until the heel hits the mat. This left knee is bent, and then you step forward and you step back, stretch that calf, and step forward. If you want the balance challenge, as you come forward, lift the knee and add the arms. So you decide what you want to do. Make sure you're landing on that heel and then balancing with a lifted thigh. And let's try for 10 and 9 and 8. Do what you can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So balance is so important as we're aging to, help us to not fall. So we need to have movement so we can catch ourselves. So let's do the other side. You decide what you want to do. You might start out just testing this side. Can I step forward? Can I step back? And then if it's right for you, add the lift. And I challenge myself to go a little bit slower. I kind of have a pattern of going too fast. But let's try for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And let's do 10 more of those integrators. Find your mountain pose. So you can always set your mountain using the length of your foot. That's the exact distance between your hip joints. Just spin your foot after you put it in the middle. Align the outside so they're parallel. Lift the crown to the top of the ceiling. Relax the shoulders. And then opposite hand to opposite knee or opposite elbow to opposite thigh. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Maybe that heart rate has increased a little bit on you. I know it has on me. Always have some water handy to get rehydrated and stop whenever you need it. Find your mountain pose again, and we're going to come into our centering that we do at the beginning of each practice. So this pausing is very, very important. Without it, we have a chance of not being connected to our body, not creating that neural pathway from brain through heart to the instinctual intelligence that our body shares with us. So find your mountain pose. Reach the crown up towards Father Sky and feel your feet connect with Mama Earth. Let your shoulders melt away from the ears. And if it's comfortable, splay your hands forward and open all 10 fingers. Here you can find a drishti, something to stare at, or if it feels safe, close your eyes. I like to close my eyes for my personality. It helps me to not be so distracted. Either way, the next focus is on the breath. And you can bring your hands to your belly, thumbs at the belly button, fingers reaching towards the pubic bone. Keep those shoulders down, that crown lifted, those feet rooted, and start to notice your breath. Breathing in and out through the nostrils and feeling the belly expand and contract. So we're practicing deep breathing. So taking it out of our chest and down into our belly. See what you can do with your breath. And when you're breathing in and out through your nostrils, it's called Ujjayi breath. It gives you a sound at the back of your throat. It can also help to keep you present, to help you be right here, right now. That's the goal, to come in and down, to be in the body, to build those neural pathways, that somatic intelligence, noticing your parts and your pieces. With each inhale, you build more awareness. With each exhale, you release any tension, any holding, any resistance. If you have a lot of resistance, you can always do an open mouth exhale. It's a bigger release. So mind yourself, be responsible for yourself, and find your breath. The mantra that we can use here is I am connected, an invitation to connect with yourself, to come in and down, to be right here, right now. And hopefully, after you've done several of these breaths, you can close your lips if you had them open and feel a softening in yourself, softening behind your eyes and your cheekbones. You can bring a little smile to your lips to really let that softening deepen, a softening to your shoulders. You can feel your posture, the crown of your head lifting tall, your heart coming forward, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over feet. You can feel your feet ground down into Mama Earth. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead and into a prayer mudra. You can keep those eyes closed if that's comfortable. And then sweep those prayer hands down, thumbs to the third eye. So pressing our hands in this way with elbows out and shoulders down, crown lifted. Landing our thumbs at our third eye brings our attention up to our second center of intelligence, where we step in to the high mind. How do we do that? By integrating the logic and the creativity, using this prayer mudra to help us do that, by relaxing our shoulders and lifting our crown, bringing our focus to the space behind our eyes, between our ears, and then noticing what is noticing, and finding the witness that each of us has this high mind, the part of us that doesn't become the thoughts we are thinking, the part of us that questions the beliefs and the values to make sure that they still align with us, that we're not operating from someone else's values, someone else's beliefs. Take a few breaths here, relax the brow, relax the shoulders. And if holding this position is too much, we're going to drop our hands to our heart. You can also drop your thumbs to your heart. Here we are building presence in the body and in the mind. And in the mind, the mantra is I understand. I am safe. I am safe right here, right now. And maybe you say that mantra to yourself. I understand. I am safe right here, right now on my yoga mat. I have choices to keep myself safe. On your next exhale, layer your hands across your heart. Press them into your chest and let those hands bring you home to yourself. Have that sensation of connecting with yourself. And the mantra here is I am love. And when we know that we are love, we can show up loving and we can feel loved. And in our practice, we make good decisions. We modify when we need to. We modify up if we need more. We modify down if we need less. Take a moment to feel the love, to imagine the love if you don't feel it. At the center of your being, this third center of intelligence. This place where we can sit with all the emotions, the happy ones, the expanding ones, and the hard ones, the contracted ones. And we can receive the message instead of denying the emotion or becoming the emotion. Take a moment to truly connect with yourself. And when you sense that connection, using the inhale and the exhale, feeling presence in the body, connected with the observer in the mind, and a sense of coming home at the heart, ask yourself, what do I need today? And make a mantra that supports that. After you ask the question, let the first response be what you try out first. So you might use I am, maybe I am peaceful, maybe I am present, maybe I am curious, maybe I am responsible or something else. And if it doesn't land, change it into a question. How am I peaceful? How am I responsible? How am I loving? How am I present? And checking again with all three centers, make sure you're relaxed in the body. You're up in that high mind, that observer in your head. And your heart is open for yourself, for your practice. And when you're ready, come on out. And let's step our feet nice and wide, so wider than our shoulders. And we're just going to do some leans to one side and leans to the other. I'm not feeling that you're between two panes of glass. So, not leaning forward, not dropping the chin. Keep those ears over the shoulders, shoulders over hips, and just find your range of motion, stretching these obliques. You can slide your hand up higher if that feels good to just touch that part of the body that we are stretching, lengthening. And you can sync your breath with your movement, letting the inhale and the exhale create a rhythm. When your knees aren't locked, there's a little micro bend in them. And you're using that observer to notice, how does this feel? What am I doing? What is my body saying to me? What emotions are coming up for me? And just being with whatever's there, not resisting or judging, just learning something about yourself. And then finish up each side and bring those hands to hips and bend the knees ever so slightly. Poke your hip crease and fold in half. Bring your hands to your thighs. You can straighten your legs here, just don't lock them. Sag your belly and kiss your shoulder blades. So here you should be feeling a nice easy stretch in those hamstrings. And take a big inhale and get longer through your crown. Bring the shoulder blades a little bit tighter and blossom through your butt. Let your fingers fall where they will. When you find this pose, halfway lift. And then when you're ready, walk your hands to the floor. So in addition here, if your hands aren't long enough to reach the floor comfortably, you can always use a block. A block has several heights. You can use any of the heights or no block at all. And we're coming into a wide leg, downward facing dog, stretching the legs from heel to hip, folding at the hip crease. Keep that buttocks blossoming upward. And try and bring the ears in between the upper arms. And you might do that at first just by rocking back and forth, nice and easy. And then see if you can hold the pose, ears in between the upper arms, head reaching long, hips lifting up. And if you want to make this a little more challenging, come into a forward fold. And you can shake out your head trash either way. Dump it all back to Mama Earth. She'll recycle it and repurpose it, redirect it. You can grab your ankles if you're ready for that. And then make your way back up one vertebra at a time. And heel and toe your feet in. We're going to come down onto our back and use a strap. So a strap, a yoga strap, is not stretchy, but if you don't have a yoga strap, you can grab a bathrobe, waist tie, a man's neck tie, a dog leash, or you can even use a stretchy band. But once you have your prop, your tool, come down onto the mat, lay on your back, land your head, your shoulders, and then roll your pelvic bowl so the low back presses into the mat. Take your strap, whatever one you found, and put it underneath the arches of your feet. And then wound the strap around your hand so you can gently pull down on the strap as you press your heels up. Legs up against the wall with a strap. So come back down into the body from the feet and recheck your head. Make sure the back of the head is landed. Make sure that your shoulders are melted away. Your neck is nice and long. You feel the back of your shoulders onto the mat and you staple your belly button to the mat and just hang out here for a couple breaths, separating your toes, pressing your heels up, dropping your shoulders down, and just feeling the blood rush from your feet back to your trunk. Stretching those calves that get so tight. And breathe, breathe into the pose. And maybe you say your mantra. On your next exhale, drop your right foot down, keeping the knee bent and placing that heel behind the hip. Then bend the left knee and press out with the foot as you pull the strap towards you. Your low back is still planted right into the mat, and your shoulders are still out of your ears. Isometric exercise here, building the muscles around the hip, around the thigh and the hamstring, around the knee, probably down the leg and into the foot, in across the chest as we pull the strap towards us. Let's try and do this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale that foot up. Bring the strap into the left hand. Wrap the strap around, taunt it nice and tight. Let that left leg splay out. Now mind your hips here. So we don't want this right hip coming up. You can just let that right knee go out. And if it doesn't feel good, use the block to catch it. So stuff that block underneath it. Let the inner thighs open. Open up the hip here. Once you've got that left leg at the right extension for you, press out with the heel. And then turn your gaze to the right. Extend the right arm out. Lower that right ear to the mat. And be mindful that the shoulders are relaxed and you can feel a little stretch in the side of your neck. Another add-on is to keep the right shoulder, the right elbow on the mat, and bring that right hand up into a cactus move, keeping the fingernails on the floor. So if the elbow or the shoulder comes off, modify. And then take 3 long breaths here, saying your mantra. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Each inhale brings more awareness. Each exhale releases any tension, any resistance. So we're never pushing in yoga. We're always exploring. On your next inhale, bring everything back to center. Bend that left knee again, separate the strap. Find that same isometric push out with the foot. Press down with the low back, pull with the hands. Keep the shoulders on the mat, the head on the mat, and count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Shoot that leg back up to the ceiling. Straighten your right leg down on the mat. Bring the strap into your right hand. Pull on the strap. Extend that left arm out. Look over it. Sweep that left foot to the right. Keep the shoulders on the mat. Adjust how far you're rolling by your shoulders. Heavy that left ear down, and if you like, cactus that arm, keeping the shoulder, the elbow, the fingernails on the floor. Take 3 breaths here, softening with each exhale. As you soften, you might notice you can go a little further. And then inhale back up. Bring that right foot back to the mat, knee to the ceiling, strap in 2 hands, bend the knee, push out just like we did before. Staple the belly button to the floor. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed and count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that strap. Just put it off to the side. We're going to use it for the other side and lay your left ankle across your right knee. So here you can use your fingertips to coax away that left knee, opening up the front of that left hip, or if you need more length, you can press with a block. And just count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that block rest to the side. Cross your left knee over your right. We're coming into cow face on our back. So we're going to roll that pelvic bowl, bring the thighs towards us. If you want, you can start out just hands around one of the knees. You're crunching the thigh to the belly. If you have the space, grab the outer edges of the feet and come into cow face. You can feel the stretch in the left hip, in the left glute. If you want a little more, really activate that core by stapling that belly button down and lift the chest without closing the chin. Relax your shoulders and breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Exhale out. Come back, right foot to the floor, to that figure four pose. And you can stay here pressing that knee away if that's the edge for you, or you can try threading your left hand through the keyhole, bringing your right hand either behind the knee or around the top of the knee and coming into full gate pose. Here again, staple the belly button down, splay out the left knee, bring that right thigh towards you, and if you like, activate your core by lifting your chest. Another add-on is rotate that right ankle. And breathe. And breathe. And on your exhale, come on out. Return that right foot to the floor if you lifted it and sweep your arms up overhead. When you're stretching with hands overhead, feel that back arch up, opposite little stretch. And then exhale into two cactus arms, your best version. You might have the arms out more than I do. Press that low back into the mat. And then roll your lower body to the right as you look to the left. And just find your edge here. And breathe. And breathe. Breathe in awareness. Exhale the tension. Where are you clenched up, contracted? Is it your face? Is it your shoulders? Is it your back? Say your mantra. Roll back up. Let that left foot come to the floor. Find your strap. And return to the legs up against the wall. We'll do all that on the other side. Nice, easy stretches before we do our harder poses. So important. Find your breath. Press your heels up, your back down. Drop your shoulders out of your ears. And when you're ready, left foot comes down, finds the floor, right knee bends. Tighten up that grip. Press out with the heel, down with the belly. Relax your shoulders, soften your face, put a little smile on your lips, and count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoot that foot up. Strap comes in to the right hand. Splay out the right leg, pushing out with the heel. Let that left leg come out. If you need the extra support, tuck something under it. Extend the left arm, look over it, relax your shoulders. Cactus that arm if that feels good. That's a little stretch in the front of the left shoulder. And breathe. And breathe, more melting with each exhale. Softening our face, our shoulders, our hips, our leg. On your next inhale, come back to center, bend the knee, separate the strap, and push out with your foot as you press your belly down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, One, lots going on there. Shoot that leg up, straighten that left leg. Strap comes in the left hand. Right arm extends out. Look over it. Keep those shoulders on the mat. Sweep that right leg to the left. Try and take out the bend in your knee, but don't hyperextend. Shoulders stay on the mat, a cactus if that feels good with that right arm. And take 3 conscious breaths. Soften on each exhale. Roll back to center. One more of the isometric pull. Left foot comes back into the bend. Tighten the strap. Press the belly button down. Relax the shoulders. Pull and push for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Figure 4. Ankle across the thigh. Use the block or your fingers. Open up that right hip. Count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cow face. Knees cross. Thighs come in. Grab where you can. Relax the shoulders out of the ears. Really connect that low back to the mat. And if you like, lift the chest. That works the core. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Relax your shoulders. Get taller through your crown. Exhale out back to the figure 4, coaxing out the knee, or thread the needle, come into the full gate pose. Right elbow pressing away that right knee, left thigh coming in. Work your core by lifting your chest. Keep your shoulders relaxed, and maybe you rotate that left ankle. And breathe, and breathe. And exhale down. Drop the left foot. Remember where we're going. Hands sweep up, back arches off. Take a nice stretch. Inhale, and then exhale. Cactus arms, your best version. And then roll the legs to the left and look to the right. You can always use this left hand to coax up or coax down, depending on what you need. Just don't do too much. And breathe. Let's say our mantra here. When you're ready to come out, just release, bring the knees together, roll to the left side, right hand on the floor, and come up to seated. Extend your right leg out. See if you can fit yourself on your mat. That can be a goal if you can't. We're going to erect the spine so top of the head reaches long. We're going to help that by bringing our hands behind us, kissing our shoulder blades together, lifting the heart. The throat's nice and open. The heart's nice and open. The mind is nice and open. And we're going to flex this right foot long and then draw it back to us. While we do that, we're going to do a little face yoga. It's called scary face. You open your eyes and your mouth as wide as you can. So you can do it when you point or when you flex. It doesn't matter. Just do 10 of them. When you're done, we're going to switch to a hip rotation. So big toe to the mat, pinky toe to the mat. And as we do that, we're going to do more face yoga. We're going to stick out our tongue, wag our tail to one side, or wag our tongue to one side, and then the other. Keep this right hip on the floor. Do 10. And release. Bring your hands in front of you. Again, if your range of motion is limited, the block can be sweet here. You can lay your forearms on the block. What we're doing is keeping those hips landed. So don't let this right hip come up. Stay square. And we're folding from the hip crease. So the sitting bones stay down and the head reaches out long. You can walk your hands in front of you or keep them on the block. Think about a straight line from the top of your head to your tailbone. You'll feel the stretch down that right leg underneath that right knee. So let the leg relax. Let the right hip be heavy. As you bow your heart to Mama Earth, you can say your mantra here. Breathe. And maybe with each exhale, you soften a little, you bring that smile to your lips. Feel your face relax. Notice how much tension you hold in your face and your shoulders. And then when you're ready, walk up and switch legs. Bring that right heel into the groin, left leg out. And again, try and situate yourself so you're on your mat. Bring your hands behind you. Lift your heart and point and flex your foot. The face yoga we're going to do this time is called a tongue push-up. So we take our tongue and touch the tip of our nose and do 10 of those while you're pointing and flexing that left foot. So all of these face yoga is building muscle, of course, in the face, but also in the neck to help us not have these chicken necks. All right, remember the next one is you're going back and forth. You're rotating at the hip crease. You're keeping the hips level and even. You're keeping the crown tall. And for this one, let's do 10 kisses. So you're just making a kiss, sending it out to yourself, to others, to the world. Do 10 of them. Remember where we went from here? We're lowering the back of that left knee down. We're folding from the hip crease. The hips stay heavy, and we feel the straight line from tailbone to crown as we bow to Mama Earth. Breathing. Each exhale softens us. Each inhale heightens our awareness. Say your mantra. Walk back up. Bring your feet together, bottoms of the feet together in cobbler pose. Peace fingers around the big toes. Keep that tall spine, and you can butterfly your legs. Maybe your legs are way up in the air. You can also add some block underneath it. You can keep doing that. You can fold at your hip crease. If there's space, knees coming down to the mat. Keep the sitting bones landed though. Don't roll on that pelvis. Hinge at the hips and bow to Mama Earth. Find your edge and breathe and stretch and keep getting longer. Let the shoulders melt away from the ears. Keep that neck long. And we're all different. We're all unique people with different bodies and different history, different injuries, different ages. Find your yoga. To come out, contract the abs and round up one vertebra at a time. Always on the transitions, you can choose to get a drink. We're going to move on to the mat on all fours. So when you're ready, come down onto the mat with 10 fingers spread wide, hands right under the shoulders. And the elbows aren't locked, but the arms are straight. The knees are under the hips. The toes are tucked. You're long from your tailbone to your crown. Take time to separate your toes and really tuck them. We're going to stretch the feet next. Press back with your hips and feel that stretch in the toes across the ball of the feet. You can modify here by staying up taller. You can increase the stretch by coming down a little farther, really resting those hips over the heels. Relax your shoulders and lengthen through your crown wherever you land. You can feel this stretch all the way up into my calves. And breathe and breathe. And on your next inhale, come forward, bend the elbows, draw them in, and then let's just do a little flow back and forth. So as we come forward, we're firing up the chest, the biceps, the triceps, the upper back. As we come back, we're just trusting out that stretch in our toes. We're inhaling forward, we're exhaling back. Listen for your breath. And the lower you go, of course, forward, the more you're working the chest, keeping the breast perky, working those triceps, those biceps on the arms. And when you feel like that's enough, come back to box pose. Set yourself up, check your alignments. We're going to bring that left hand to the middle of the mat, the left knee to the middle of the mat, and sweep that left foot behind you. Step out with your right foot and bring that right hand over the left shoulder. So this is a modified half moon. When we get to half moon, if you go, yeah, I'm not going to do that, this is something you can come back to. If you want to challenge yourself, lift that right leg. You can also bring that right hand overhead. And then the last add-on, try it, little crunches, elbow to knee for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that left foot down, then bend the knee and come on to your knees. If your wrists are bothering you, take a moment to shake them out. Shake your head, lengthen your neck, And then with knees right underneath you, let's strengthen the quads, the muscles around the knees by hinging back. So my toes are tucked, my knees are under my hips, my crown is tall, and I'm just going to lean back until I feel those quads fire up. I can add on by taking my hands out or up. If I put them up, relax the shoulders. Wherever you are, count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on out. Add a little twist here. So on our knees, it's easier to keep our hips forward. We're just moving the shoulders, and you can sweep your hands. You can keep your hands on your waist if that works. You can take your arms out wide. Let your head follow your hands, but be mindful your hips are staying forward. Waist whittlers for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do the other side now for side plank, or a variation of our half moon. So in half moon, it's a heart opener, it's a hip opener. So pay attention to stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders. So this is 1, 2, lifted leg, 3, arm reaches. Maybe you try that if it works, the crunches. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make your way back onto your knees and into box pose. Be at the top of your mat for this one. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog. 10 fingers spread wide. We're going to do a little up dog, down dog. If that's not for you, the modification is right here. It's called cow, bent elbows, lifted crown, and cat, straight arms and arched back. You can try this even if you're going to do the up dog, down dog. And if you want to try down dog, do an inhale, and then your exhale, lift up your hips. You're in a triangle, and let your feet find their sweet spot, pedaling the heels. Let your hips find the ceiling and your ears find your upper arms. Anytime you need a break, you go back to that box pose. If your wrists are bothering you, take them out of the equation by coming up onto the ball of your hands. And if you're with me and you want to try the harder sweep, we roll onto the tops of our feet, lift our chest up, dog, and then come down, down dog. So it's an inhale. If you're not doing this, do the cat and cow. Exhale for 6 and 5 and 4 and 3. Say something nice to yourself. And 2 and 1. Drop those heels down, reset your feet, stretch out your calves. If you were down in box, come up to dog, and then walk your hands to your feet. You're in your first forward fold. So in forward fold, we're always hinging at the hips. We start out with bent knees always to protect the low back. And then we drop our head, let our hips lift up. We can grab our elbows, let our forearms reach for the floor. We can grab our ankles and we lift through the hips, drop through the crown. Shake out your head trash again. Just get rid of all that is not yours. And breathe, blood rushing to our head, our teeth, our gums, our pineal. Find your stretch. Feel the stretch. Breathe and breathe. When you're ready to roll up, bend the knees, contract the abs, come up nice and slow, and grab a drink. And we're going to do our triangles and our half moon standing. And again, if the half moon isn't for you, you know your modification. So grab a block, place it at the top of your mat, stand sideways on your mat, and let your legs be nice and wide. Sweep your arms up, out to the side, and let's just fit in a little star pose, lifting our heart, kissing our shoulder blades. Say your mantra. Then drop your hands and spin your feet so your left toes face the top of the mat and the back foot cants at 45, your heel to heel. Then turn the body to reestablish alignment with the side of your mat and arms come out. We're going to do windmills. One hand up, one hand down, and just really stretch those obliques again. We're going to need them for our poses. And let's do 6 and 5 and 4. This kind of movement also calms the nervous system. And 2 and 1. Come back to neutral. Arms are out. Triangle pose. We're going to reach forward with that left hand. You're between 2 panes of glass. Lower that left hand to your thigh. Right hand comes up. Easy triangle. Triangle is about possibility. See if you can align yourself in between 2 panes of glass. If you have more space, you can slide down. You can place your hand on the block. That's a nice way to land here. You can place your hand on the floor. You're rolling that right hip back. You're bringing this left breast forward. You're looking up to the ceiling. Triangle. Law of 3. It's about possibilities. See if you can straighten without locking that left knee. And breathe. And breathe. And breathe. Exhale that right hand down, bend that left knee, hop that back foot forward, and bring that block in front of your left foot. Little modification is to cant that left foot. It's going to help you to open up. If you're not doing this pose, go back down to your hands and knees and do half moon that way. Otherwise, lift up that right leg and stack the hips. Then work to stack the shoulders. If it works for you, right arm comes up. Half moon. Between 2 forces, creating and releasing. That's what today is about. Look up, feel your alignment. Look at your screen, check yourself. To come out, bend that left knee and come on out. Place your block at the bottom of your mat. Come back into that wide leg stance. Align the insides of your feet and open your arms. Say your mantra. Relax your shoulders. Shine your light. You have a special gift that you came into the world to share. Are you sharing it? Let triangle help you find it. Drop your hands. Adjust your feet. Square your hips. Extend your arms. Reach forward. Drop that right hand down. Left hand comes up. Bring that right breast forward, that left hip back. If there's more space, find your block or the floor. Triangle pose. Legs are straight, arms are straight, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. Find your best variation. Take care of yourself. Breathe and breathe. One more breath. Bend the right knee. Take that block in front of your foot. Hop your back foot forward. If you like, can't that right foot, go down to the mat if that's what you're doing, or come into half moon, balance pose. Heart opener, hip opener. Full pose, you have no block, you're just balancing. Find your variation. Use your screen to check yourself and breathe and breathe. To come out, bend your knee, drop your foot. Let's do it again. Other side. Set up for triangle. Feet are wide, legs are straight, back foot's canted, body is square, arms come out, shoulders drop down. Reach forward with the left hand. Drop it down, reach it up. Find your version of triangle. Lengthen through your fingers. Bring that left breast forward, that right hip back. Bend the front knee, grab the block. Place it in front of the left foot, or come down on the mat and find your half moon. If you like a little more challenge, come into a half bow in half moon. Make your way out into the other side. Set up for triangle. Align the feet, square the hips, extend the arms, reach forward. Find your triangle. You have lots of choices, modifications. Take at least 3 breaths here if you're going down to do half moon on your hands and knees. Otherwise, do it from standing. Set yourself up for success. Find your pose. Add on if there's space to do so. And I fall out too, so if you fall out, that's okay. Just do it softly. Three breaths. And come on out. Ditch that block to the side. Oh, maybe get a drink. Say something nice to yourself. We'll do another little hip opener, garland pose. You might want to grab 2 blocks if you're like, what is this garland? Or you know garland is still a challenge for you. And then take your feet at a 45-degree angle with the heels under your hips. Poke your hip crease and just pulse down, tracking your knees over your toes and practicing keeping the crown tall, the shoulders back. When you're ready to try a little more, slide down a little deeper and then wag your tail. Weight into one foot and then the other. If you want to try a little more, come down with hands out in front of you. Come onto the ball of each foot, wagging back and forth. Staying tall from tailbone to crown. Shoulder blades are back. Heart is open, throat is open, mind is open. And you ask yourself, do I want to stack these blocks underneath so I can sit on them? Or am I okay to drop my heels, poke my elbows into the inside of my knees, hands to prayer, drop my shoulders and grow my crown? When you can do this, it helps your balance. It helps with aging. It supports you to be able to get up off the floor. So an important pose to attempt to master. Relax shoulders, crown tall. It's also great for camping. Being able to squat. People in countries around the world do this instead of sitting in a chair, and they are the people who live healthy into their hundreds. When you're done with all this, come down to sit on the mat. Extend your legs long. Let's do a little hip walking. It's just a nice, easy thing to massage the hips. So choo-choo arms, nice tall spine. And I'm going to walk on my hips until I reach the edge of my mat. And then walk back. It's something you can do anytime you have time. A good little massage. And it actually builds hip strength. So once you get to the edge of your mat, do another runway walk. And you're twisting as you choo-choo your arms. And then walk back down. And walk your heels all the way to the edge of your mat. Kickstand your hands behind you. Walk your pinky tips together. Lift your crown by kissing your shoulder blades. And then walk your feet together and press out with your heels, staff pose. Again, it's a mind opener, a throat opener, a heart opener, but it's also a nice calf stretch. So as you pull your toes towards you, you feel the lift of your heels. And breathe, and breathe, and drop those heels. Poke your hip crease. Drop your chin. Pull your belly button in and roll down. one vertebra at a time. So what I forgot to tell you is if you don't have your props around you for Savasana, you can come into a little ball and roll back up, grab your props, and then do it again. If you have your props, you can just take this moment to rest. And then everybody come into dead bug. Hands and feet reach towards the sky. Low back comes into the mat. Relax your shoulders. One more little core workout. But before we do that, just wiggle your fingers, your toes, rotate your wrists, your ankles. Just take a moment to slow it down. This one is an easy core. We glue our belly button to the mat and then we cross ankles and hands. This is the modifier. Wide is the add-on. So you get to do what you want, keeping the low back planted for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come into a little double wind removing ball. Hands come around the knees if that's not possible for you yet. Right on your knees and just pull those thighs deeply into your chest as you press your elbows away. You can add on here one more little core workout, lifting your chest without closing your throat. And breathe and breathe. If you lifted, lower the head, the shoulders. Everybody extend that left leg and come into a single wind removing pose. It's a little bit easier. We're going to stretch our hip one more time, coming into a pigeon on our back. Bring that right shin across the body. Grab it with your left hand. Options here. You can rock it side to side. Great way to calm the nervous system. So always good to start out with rocks. You can hold it still or cradle the calf in the crook of your elbow. Find your stretch, but make sure that your face is super soft. Your shoulders melt away from the ears. You're not doing too much. You're not falling into competition. And then switch sides. Let that right leg go long. Left thigh comes in. So as we are tightening up on these wind removing poses, we're cutting off processes inside of us, creating little flushes of energy, of process. I can hear my lower body making noises because it's working. Come into your pigeon, let that knee splay out, that shin come across. Maybe you rock. Always good to rock a few times. And then if you want to try the cradle, big stretch. And here you can start to close your eyes. Slow your breath. Tune in to that instinctual body wisdom because you're going to need it. Release that foot. Take the knees at a bend and the feet as wide as your mat. Take your arms out wide and into a cactus. Let the knees fall to one side, the head goes to the other, the hip rolls off. Just a couple more rocking and rolling. Making sure the quads get a nice little last stretch. The oblique gets a nice little last stretch. The hips, the neck, the shoulders, the head. And then when you're ready, you can decide from here, how is my low back? And if your back is talking to you, you can stay with the feet where they are. Place a block between your knees. It's called teepee knees. It's a restorative pose for the low back. And you can do Savasana like this. If the back is really bothering you, you can slide a chair or a big pillow, a bolster under the knees. This flattens the low back. If everything feels okay, separate the knees and let the feet slide wide, wider than your mat. Let the feet, the toes flop out. Let the arms rest in a 45-degree angle. And just take time to move around, to land, to check in if what you chose is what your body wants. If anything's talking to you, go back to those restorative poses that I just mentioned. This is our second pause. The eyes can stare at the ceiling, they can be closed, they can be covered with an eye pillow or a washcloth. You might have a collection of props that you like. You can put props underneath your knees. You can roll little washcloths under your neck. You can put a tea towel rolled with rubber bands under your low back. Your choice. What feels good to you when it's cold? You might put a blanket over you. If the mat is too hard, you might put a blanket or a soft pad underneath you. These are all props you can have handy. Once you get into your pose, we do what we did at the beginning. We first start with the body and we melt. We hunt out all the tension in the face, in the shoulders, in the hips, in the legs. We use our inhale for awareness. We use our exhale to soften. You close your lips. You find that Ujjayi breath, that sound at the back of your throat. You let your next inhale take you from a relaxed body and put your attention up to the center of your head. Check in, make sure you're still in the observer. And here you just let thoughts come and go. You don't have to resist them or change them. You just don't become them. Make sure the face is soft by bringing a smile, little tiny smile to your lips. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed, the back of the head is heavy, back of the hips are heavy, feet flop out. You're building a sense of presence, being right here, right now, with the body, with the mind. And then you can sink into the deeper work activating the heart center, that coming home. And spend just a few more breaths being curious, what is your heart sharing with you right now? Remembering that emotions are messengers telling you you're on task or you're not. You're aligned with your gift and your sharing, or you need to do a little more alignment work. Spend a few more seconds with yourself, breathing. When you're ready, take a big inhale and let your exhale come through an open mouth. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Inhale your hands overhead or take time to remove any props that you had. Straighten your legs if you had them any other way. Take a nice big salute stretch. And then walk your heels towards you. Place something between your knees. If you don't have anything, your fists will work. Bring your left arm overhead and roll over onto your left side, catching your head with your forearm. If you don't like your left side, you can do this on your right side. Bring your thighs close to your belly and open your eyes. Take in the space that you're in. If you're on Zoom with me, you can count your blessings. We have so much that takes a slight affluence to have. And we can be grateful for that. Fetal pose is a pose we did early on in our mother's womb. You can bring your top hand to your heart. And just make a commitment to yourself to remember you as a little soul, a little spark of light, whatever you think, a little spark of life. Why did you come here? What did you come to share and experience? And invite that memory, that clarity, that direction, that motivation, and ground it in gratitude and appreciation for where you are right now. And when you're ready, slowly, slowly, gently make your way up to your favorite happy seated pose. Can be with crossed ankles or a hero's pose, sitting on blocks or on your heels. And bring those hands to prayer. And let's repeat those 3 mantras we started with. I am connected. Let's do them 3 times. I am connected. I am connected, and feel that connection to yourself, to this moment, and if you're ready, to those around you and to the world we live in. And then bring those thumbs to the third eye. And I am safe. I am safe. I am safe, understanding that safety is guided by inner guidance to be at the right place at the right time with the right people with the right words. I am safe right here on my mat right now. And then dropping those hands to heart, bringing the heart forward, having the elbows lifting the crown. I am love. I am love. I am love. Peeling away all the trauma, all the training, all the negative experiences, all the culture norms that close your heart. Let you show up as love for yourself, with others, and in the world. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste. So if you're new to the Connecting You with Yourself community, check out all the other stuff we offer. And I hope to see you live sometime. I just messed up my screen there. And thanks for being here. Okay, there we go.